Hey, what's going on, guys? Games here. In this video, I'd like to share with you guys an improved method of crawling real estate properties websites. So, I've been crawling through really lots of real estate properties websites this summer, at least, for one of my clients. And when you're doing something for a very long time and really with lots of iterations, eventually comes to some sort of an improvements like this one in particular. So the difference between how I was doing this previously and what am I doing now is the following. So before I was trying to handcraft either the postal code or the city name, and then well, let's say if it just let's type Dubai here and try to find. Well, in this particular case, it actually already goes for the link that is available in the site listings itself, but let's say this link is a little bit different, say based on some sort of a postal code or things like that. So what I was doing, I was first scraping this postal code from somewhere, say from Wikipedia, and then handcrafting this crawling logic. The code was huge and not reliable and didn't always work properly, so I really had a big headache with debugging it. But what I came up with so far is not only applicable to real estate property sites, but basically for whatever sites supporting this sort of well, it's not a sitemap, but it's something like a sitemap. So the idea is that the sites usually might have some links to, well, it's better seen here. So having some links that are actually representing the particular regions in a country. And you might wonder, like, why not to go and crawl through all of these links? Like, it's not a problem, like, just try to get this 60,000 straight ahead, but you will be a bit unfortunate here because they have some pagination limit, so it won't really allow you to scrape all the 6,000 of property. So in order to avoid this restriction, one must divide the crawling area, and in that case one can actually achieve the result of crawling really lots of properties. So in this video in particular, I'm not going to be writing the real estate property scraper itself because it's private, it's for my client. I can only show you what I came up with so far. So let's say this project, I've already created the scraper for this sort of a site, and its size is really not that big. It's far less compared to what it was before. But the interesting idea here is that it's being fed by this set of links. But I think that if we just not only go for regions but for subregions as well, let me show what I mean by saying that. So within every region we have some subregions. So if we just go for the subregions, I believe that results would be even more precise. I mean, we'll scrape more real estate properties at the very end. Well, at least this happens. I've been testing this in other sites really numerous times, but sometimes you are lucky to have the good results with crawling only the bigger regions, but most often cases you really need to go for subregions as well. So the difference is that when you're handcrafting links for, say, all these regions based on a postal code or something else, it won't be that accurate because it might be encountered in some cases where say the real estate properties are just simply not available in that sort of a postal code that you've provided. While if you're trying to crawl through the links provided by the site itself, it's incredibly efficient, because if they do provide the link, this already ensures that it has some properties within. So the idea that the scrapers, the new template that I'm using for basically all of my scrapers, or all my real estate property scrapers, is this one. So I only need to parse the pagination. By the way, I've stopped doing this recursively. Instead, I'm just making an initial request to get the total number of pages, and then just looping over the range of these pages to crawl through all the pages. This seems to be more effective, again, more efficient. And then we just parse in the links, and from every single link we parse in the real estate properties data. Like, so by parsing the links, I mean these links, these cards, and then we just navigating recursively to one particular and extracting all the data available from here, and that's it. We basically were done. But again, like as far as this is for my client, I can't really share the source code with you guys. So what I want to share is this preparation that allows you to obtain this like a list of property links, of region links. But we'll go even further. We'll try to scrape the list of links for subregions, which will improve the crawling even more. So the idea, these are small tiny little tricks to when you're doing some really massive crawlings on the websites, and when you really need to scrape thousands, like 30,000, 50, 60,000 of entries from the website. So this is absolutely essential. Sorry guys, these are the absolutely essential knowledge and techniques to do this. So without further ado, let's actually start writing some code. So we would be creating a script to obtain the list of subregion links from bayeux.com, so this site. Okay, and first, as always, we need to import some packages. So I want to import SCRAPY, and from scrapy.crawler import the crawler process, and here we have subregion links extractor class. So let's create a class called subregion links extractor. Okay, it would be inheriting from the scrapy.spider, which is the base spider to inherit from. So we need to give a name to our scraper. So let's call it equals to Bayeux. Well, let's provide the main driver as well. Main driver. So if name equals to main. So for those of you who forgot or don't know why this line is needed for, it's useful if you want to. The difference is either you're trying to run your script directly or using it as a module while importing it to some bigger projects. So if you're running this directly, everything below this line would fire, and you will have it working. If you're actually trying to import this this sort of a file, this scraper class, into another bigger project, everything goes down below this line won't be firing. So that's a simple trick to distinguish between either using the script directly or importing this to a bigger project. So here anyway we need to run our scraper, and first we need to create the crawler process like this. So process variable is the instance of the crawler process. Then we need to say process.crawl and using the class name as the argument, and finally saying process.start. Now let's try to open the terminal in the current working directory to make sure it's still, it kind of works. So python 3 links.py. Okay, hopefully, fortunately it works. We will have a set of base URLs. So I want to obtain the links for both sale and rent. So let's start with the sale. And this is the first link, copy, and I just call this base URLs, and this would be the list of 2 links. And also I want the same but for rent. So here the link is a little bit different, but it doesn't matter that much. And also let's provide custom headers. Actually, it's enough to provide the only user agent. As far as I've been heavily crawling the site before, I know that this is literally enough. So we can say like headers equals to and username. Oh, so what am I doing? User agent. And let me just try to grab one from the browser. Okay. no matter which request to pick here, because user agent is always the same. So I just want to pick up the user agent. Okay, copy and paste. Okay, and now it's time to provide the crawler's entry point. So crawler's entry point is done the following way. So there is a standard method called start requests, and this method only takes the self instance. It's available within the SCRAPY spider we're inheriting from. So we need to loop over base URLs here. So for URL in self.base URLs, let's first just print it to make sure it didn't make any typos. It would now give us an error because we're not crawling out anything actually, but the link seems to be extracted correctly, so this is already a good idea. And here we want to well, actually make initial HTTP GET request. So I can simply say yield scrapy.request. I'm using the custom request here because I want to send this custom headers along with the request. So the URL equals to URL. What this means, so the first URL is the keyword argument taken by the request constructor, while the second URL is this was one of the URLs here. So hope that's clear. Then we need to specify the headers that would be equal to self.headers. So we're using this user agent, literally, that's enough. And finally, the callback function, it would be equal, I call this parse subregion. Oh, sorry, no, first parse region, and I should use self keyword, parse region. And also I want to break here in order to not torturing the site during the debugging process. So here we have the parse region. We have the parse region callback method. So def parse region, and it takes the self instance followed by the response object. Let's make sure it actually fires. So parse region. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, parse region fires, which is absolutely fantastic. So now let's try some region, and from this region we now need to extract the links for our subregions. Okay, so these are the links. I just want to inspect one and try to get the selector for this one. So I think this div should be working, and then try to extract the A tag from there. So the very first thing to consider would be to get region links. So region links would be equal to response CSS, and we're looking for a div tag with a class equals to this one, and we want to find the A tag with the attribute of href, and we want to get all available. So now let's loop over the region links. So links, so for region in region links, and well, let's just try to print the region to make sure that I didn't make any typos and everything is working. So I'm supposed to see a list of links. Yeah, perfect. So these are the links, and as far as they don't really contain base URL, I would be using the response follow instead of scrape request, but it uses the same interface. So just a shortcut to crawl next region. So I can simply say yield response dot follow, and the same stuff. So URL in this case would be equal to the region. Well, actually we can call it region URL to make it a little bit more precise. So region URL, and headers would be the same. It would be equal to self headers, and the callback function, now it would be equal to self parse already. I would call this subregions. Okay, and again I break here in order to avoid torturing the target site. So here we have the parse subregions callback method, and I create the method define parse subregions. It takes the self instance followed by the response object as always, and let's actually print so just to make sure that it fires. So parse subregion. Okay, sorry, just forgot a semicolon. Colon, not a semicolon. Okay, parse subregion fires, which is good. So now let's go to a given subregion, and this should have the actual list of these subregions, and these are already links that we're supposed to be storing to our text file to later feed to the scraper to crawl through all the available places within the real estate property sites to scrape all the data from there. Okay, so it seems like hold on a sec, I'm just wondering, inspect, sorry guys, I'm a bit confused by why does it use a different class name? I'm a bit confused. Hold on a sec. I just remember, well, when I was preparing for this video, it was reusing the same kind of div there. Sorry, I just want to quickly check this out. Well, probably that was because I was working with a sale. Well, this might be interesting, by the way. This might be interesting. So are they different, the sale and rent? Okay, so they might be different. I didn't think about this. Okay, yeah, for sale they use the same class, but for rent it seems like it's a little bit different. Well, we'll handle this later on. So well, by now I will use this one, and if it doesn't work for rent, I'll just add some code to distinguish between these two. So at the moment, actually this link extractor should be working correctly. So get subregion links, and this would be the subregion links, and I want to print so join them by the new line, and so this line is needed to prepare to print them line by line instead of one list. Also, this would be used when we would be writing this to the text file. So subregion links. Okay, so let's have a look. So I really hope to see the list of subregion links at the moment. Okay, perfect. But the problem here is that it doesn't have the base URL being appended here, which would be a problem when we would be feeding this list to actual scraper that would be scraping the real estate property. So we need to append this manually by hands. And in order to do this, I can simply say like, so I would be using the list comprehension technique to append this element. So this is how it's done. So I'm using this square brackets to provide a syntax for list comprehension. So for length in this list, I want to append the base URL to a link like this. So let's have a look. Okay, and now let's just try to pick up the random one to make sure that it is actually a valid link on the target website. Okay, perfect. This is it. So the small amount of data available, so only 11 properties, but yeah, this is good. Okay, so just perfect. It seems like it's kind of working. So this means that, well, we're just doing this only for one. We're doing this only for one region and only for one, yeah, this one for only for sale. So I think that we now can get rid of this. Well, actually, let's not get rid of this, but just comment this out. And here, I want to store subregion links to the text file. So I can simply say with open and let's say, I'll just call this links. Just call this links.txt. And we want to write the file stream. Well, by the way, hold on, guys. It's a little bit tricky. So I just need to distinguish by the files. So it would be a good idea to, yeah. Hold on a sec. I just want to add some little more feature here. So it's not doing this at the moment. I just want to provide the meta tag, the meta keyword argument to also send the file name. So file name and just I probably can extract it from here. So if I just okay, just a little thing here. So hold on, guys. I just want to start the Python 3. I want to provide the logic for splitting the link to extract the file name from it. So I need this sale actually. So if we say split by /property, and I want the first element, let's have a look. Okay, and then I want to split by this and get the last element. Okay, I got sale. Perfect. So this line should be working now to extract the proper file name. So copy and paste. I hope this would work. Really hope so. Okay. And now here we also want to meta, and this would be equal to, so file name, and now to extract this we need to say response.meta.get and the file name. Okay, and here I want to extract file name, and file name would be equal response.meta.get and file name like this. And let's try to print the file name to make sure it kind of works. So file name and the file name save. Okay, so I really hope to see the file name now being available. So this should be sale at the moment. Okay, sale, yeah, this is good. So actually we want not sale but sale.txt. So let's try again. Okay, yeah, sale.txt. Now this is perfect. Okay, so now we can already use the file name. So let's call it file name. File name we want to write as file and f.write. And now I want to join by the new line this subregion links. And if I did everything correctly, now should produce the sale.txt file containing all the links from the one, yeah, only from one region. Good. And every time I run the script, it should be rewriting, because we not appending, but we're writing to file stream. So literally overwriting this every time again. Okay, guys. So now let's actually try to get rid of these break statements. Well, at least from this one. And now it should be giving really more data, because it would be crawling through all the available. Okay, through all the available. Hold on a sec. Oh, well, I do actually need to append them, because, okay, I actually need to append them. And in order to make them, to override this stuff every time we're doing this, I actually need to, it's probably to be done here. So I want to reset output false. Or maybe I can do this within a loop. Yeah, probably I should do this within a loop. So let's say reset output file. And so this would be used to, so copy. Let's say init file name, and file name would be equal to this stuff. Now we can use file name here, and now we can use it here. So with open file name, and write the stream as file f.write, and I just want to write the empty stuff here. Okay, and this should work, I hope so. And here we're already appending. So at the moment it has quite a few, but now it should have all of them available. Okay, now this is just perfect. So yeah, now we have the links from, so we have this Shira, Ajman, Ras Al Khaim, Abu Dhabi, Dubai. Oh, okay, perfect. So all the links from all the regions, all the sub-region links are available. So these are the textual, the sale part, and now we also need to deal with the rent part. So I'm just wondering, I'm not sure if this is going to be working correctly because of that selector I've been mentioning. But let's have a look. So it either gives an error or just it didn't even give me an error for some reason. Rent.txt. Okay, so it seems like it actually works even like this. So this is quite pretty cool. So I'm just wondering, is this the same number? So 284, and here we have 191. So yeah, it seems like there are more rental proposals rather than sale proposals in Dubai, which is interesting. Okay. But hold on a sec, what the hell is this? Oh, it starts a new one without. Okay, I'm just wondering how can I hold on guys, so this is a little fix. It doesn't make a new line when it starts a new, yeah, it just doesn't make a new line when it starts a new sub-region, a new region. Just wondering how to fix this. Probably add in a new line. Well, I can. I'm not sure if this works, but let's just try like this. Okay, so it gives initial new line, which is not that bad. No, not that tricky to fix. Oh, okay, so now it just splits them by the new lines. Well, but it's not a problem really. So you can process this file later on. It's not a big deal really. Just to anyway, this would be filtered within the list. It would be filtered within. Oh, actually, it's. Hold on a sec. I'm just wondering. For sale. Just trying to figure out where it comes from. So what's the second name after Dubai? So Fujairah. Interesting. Well, it's a bit strange to me why. It's a bit strange to me why it makes only one. But well, anyway. Here is the little fix for this, and we're done. Okay, and the same for rent, I believe, and for rentals it doesn't even give that disaster anymore. Okay, so this is fantastic. Okay guys, so now let's try to pick up some random links to make sure the properties are still available there. So to make sure that our scraper would be working. Okay, so this one, random sale, random rent is working. Let's try some random sale. Okay. Okay. Yeah, this one is working as well. So this is it, guys. Basically, that's how simply all this stuff could have been done. And again, I'm not 100% sure, but it happens quite often that exactly this like links, so the more you divide your crawling logic into the subregions, the more chances to scrape actually more data and to bypass some hidden restrictions on sorry guys, some hidden restrictions on the limit of the pages to crawl within a current given route endpoint on target website. So that's kind of it basically. Okay guys, so this is it from my side. I hope you learned something interesting out of this tutorial. I'm sorry for I didn't yet make any machine learning tutorials, which I promised you to make. I'm still preparing for that. It takes time to make them, like not average tutorial, like not yet another machine learning tutorial on YouTube, but to make it a bit more interesting basically. So it really needs some time and work, and that topic is relatively new to me, so I'm not that good at in that compared to web scraping, so it takes a little bit of a time. Well, anyway, this I will share this code with you guys, and again, like feel free to use this idea, maybe not the code, this code in particular, but the idea of how to crawl the websites for in order to scrape really massive amount of data. And again, like it doesn't only work for real estate property sites, it also works for whatever sites that has that provides this like links to crawl through their site. Okay, so this is really it from my side, so I hope you learned something interesting. Until the next time guys, and see you in the next videos. Take care.